And now, the victory lap. Welcome back to Mega Man 3 on the Wily Wars replay runs, our final video of this series, at least this half of the series. Spoiler. Anyway, Mega Man 3's Fortress isn't exactly all that it's cracked up to be, and that's just fine by us because it means the road to victory is going to be a pretty simple one. Once we learn that topspin should be brought out all the time, even when it doesn't work. Still, you have to give these opening enemies an early thought at thinking they have a chance to take us down. It's not going to happen, but hey, you know, why not at least lull them into a false sense of security? Be careful in the underwater part here because the pen-pens, they fly across the screen super fast. The point where we were taking down 2 per kick there. We were totally not ready for that. Huh. Anywho, there's only really one more screen with enemies in it in this stage. And really, are they that difficult to deal with when they're just Hammer Joes? Of course not. Yeah, we've got a few of these guys to take down. Just make sure you actually get down to safety and not let a hammer almost hit you in the face and ruin a run. Thankfully, that didn't happen there. And because of that, I'm just going to say right now, Part 3 of this was done almost immediately after Part 2 was recorded. So, this was pretty simple, to the point where there were 0 failed takes. Like I said, the Doc Robot stages are the most difficult part of this game. Once you're past them, it's a piece of cake. Kid Bean, we couldn't get past Doc Needle's Rush Jet section or Doc Quick the boss fight, but here, it's all good. Case in point, that's the shutter already. It's kind of funny how quickly some of these stages go, but let's go take on Kamagoro Maker, or Turtle Machine, whichever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it done in 5 top spins. Also note that the health bar on this thing no longer follows the Fibonacci sequence. That's a math term, look it up. But we don't really have time to talk about that because this one's already over. I'm not really sure I can give that an A for effort. But again, you know, Dr. Wily did not have time to get his castle together. He kind of had to do the whole pretend he was working with Dr. Light thing still. You know, we really should have saw this betrayal coming since this is just revisiting history. But then again, we've got to fix the space-time continuum somehow. Yeah, don't think I forgot about that. It's a silly gimmick, but hey, gives us an excuse to play these games. Huh. Again. You know, there's not really a lot of danger here compared to, say, Mega Man 2's Fortress. Not even a stray Met here and there. Just throws me off every time. I will say, though, that once you get past this opening stretch of one-ons, that the bees can be annoying because the hives they drop, again, cannot be shot down with Shadow Blade early. At least not like they could on the NES version. No real reason to try to, despawn them off screen. We've seen how that works, as in, it doesn't. Go and get your little weapon energy refill, 3 tanks. It's pretty much a free ride. And now, him again. Ah, the Yellow Devil. How many more times are we gonna fight you? Well, none after this one. Also, I will say again that the whole slowdown thing will come into play in this fight. Especially right about, I think it's on this next jump? Yeah, was not ready for that slowdown. Oh well, we got hit this time. Not too much has changed about this big guy, other than again, that whole slowdown deal. But that makes dodging the segments easier, as long as you do full button presses instead of just, you know, the light hop that we did to get hit that first time. Other than that, it's kind of silly because you have a lot more time to think things over between passes. Hard Knuckle is definitely your best bet. Again, its really only flaw in this game is against Doc Crash. Because here, I'm in a stationary target, you're going to get 2 hits per pass. Oh, I will say though, here with the bouncing blobs, it works differently. When that first wave's about to hit your head, slide, slide, and you're going to get through it without taking a hit. That is so nice that they fixed the, odd little hitbox deal on it that it had in the NES game. And when I meant slide, by the way, I mean without holding the D-pad. Otherwise, yeah, you probably will get popped. We didn't. At least, not with that attack. I always think it's kind of a bummer that they took out the full song for the Wily map entrance here, because they have time to play it. Nope, they just shortened it instead. Another song that sounds good no matter what sound font it's on. This song was always one of my favorites in this game. It's not the boss battle music, but it'll do. It'll do. Send this hard knuckle between the hard knuckle walls here. We can take that guy down. And this time we are going to fill up. Hard knuckle does want to be full for what's coming up later in this run. Not so much the rest of this stage, though. We've been leaving behind extra lives, but those E-tanks, you're coming with us, buds. Bunch of walking bombs in this next section. This is one case where topspin won't work. We found that out in the first part. Also note that when we take this holographic projector down, that things were still a little dark there. And granted, it may have been more because the one on the left was still in play, but... Joseph? Yeah, I thought about taking him down there, but no. We've faced enough of them in this game. Let's just let that one be, get under the bickies, and make our way to yet another shutter after we do these, scrolling screen platforms. Just 2 to do here. I don't know what it is about this room, but it kind of unnerves me a little bit, at least on the Sega Genesis. Just every now and then you think you're gonna fall, and no, it doesn't happen. Anywho, let's go take us down. The holographic Mega Man. Now in the NES, the one that's real would teleport in first, and you'd see the little animation. Here, you don't get that advantage, but you can note that the shots they're shooting are way slower, and makes dodging this dude real easy. To the point where we didn't get hit in the whole stage. Again. Neat. Bad job, us. Yeesh. Halfway through already. Might as well just keep this good pace going. Although we do have a few more friends to face this time. We'll see how it goes. The refights are next. We get another chance to top off. We might as well. Really? You're gonna fill Magnet Missile of all things, me? What were you thinking? Sometimes I don't know what this guy's doing. Oh, the junk robots here. It takes a little more time for their cubes to drop down, so you've got plenty of time to take them out. Also, just like Guts Man, their tosses are aimed more at us. But at the same time, because of the slowness of them, they're not really going to hit you. At least not unless you intentionally just stand there and take a trash cube to the face. I don't know why you can do that. That'd kind of hurt. Okay, let's get this party started with Needleman. Victory hops. That tells you right there that we are having a real good time. Pretty much making it a foregone conclusion. We're gonna enjoy it. Oh, well, always have to miss. Oh, never mind. The old no-scope shot. It's nice. Does get a little annoying, though, when you miss 2 in one fight. But again, Needleman's being real nice there, jumping into both of our misses. Which means we didn't miss at all. That's not the right weapon there. Let's just pretend we remember who's where. Yeah, good job, Magnet Man. You're doing your best. Feels like that's the running joke of this video. Everyone's just trying to do their best, but it's not going so hot. Okay, true story, I don't remember which bot's and which teleporter in this one. Again, when you beat things on your first try, not exactly gonna remember. Although I do know where Top Man is, so we're gonna wait on that one until the very end. Sure, Gemini Man, again, not stopping when he goes to shoot Gemini Laser makes things a little difficult, but whatever. And now, we're gonna have some more fun with Magnet Missile. What are you aiming at? Okay, you know what? Now I see why we filled up Magnet Missile. Because the darn thing just doesn't want to hit. I've got nothing to say about that. Just hit him a couple more times, me. Thank you. Also, thank you for not taking that teleporter out early and actually getting the health. Not that we were in that much danger. Again, Snake Man's gonna hop up to that central platform, but because we didn't have a chance to practice, yeah, he got us again. Oh well. Keeping in mind, again, that Needle Cannon is one of the 2 weakness weapons that does a different amount of damage. We'll talk about that second one when we get to it. It's not in this stage. Anywho, up next is going to be Sparkman. And again, because of that bigger platform in the center, we have the chance to just slide right under him. That is one change I am glad they made. Just makes more sense. NES 1, that was a real tight jump to do. It still is funny to see Topspin come out against so many enemies, and even bosses. Whew. I think we're the better ninja here. Look at our kicks. And last and least is totally Top Man. I like him. He tried. Well, maybe he's not trying because, again, that slow spin cycle to start. You're supposed to go a little faster there, but you didn't. Now you're gone. Nice health pellet. Don't need it. See ya. What more can you say? Not much, because there's only one bad guy left now. And he's waiting for us in the next stage. Yeah, this intro is almost about as long as this next fight's going to take. And there's a big reason why. Let's just drop on in and show exactly why that is. As the Wily Machine number 3 enters, after it takes its second step, you can start hitting it. That's not supposed to be the case. It's usually non-vulnerable until the third step, and that's when it can start shooting its cannon at you. Also note that we were able to just stand on the ground and use Spark Shock, instead of slightly hop up. Second phase though, you do want to hop up as you use Hard Knuckle. Send it on up to Dr. Wily, and yeah. That's that. The game is totally over. And Mega, that expression on your face just says it all. Okay, pal. Nice try, but... He fooled us again, gang. He fooled us again. Oi. Okay, if you want to play it that way, Wily, we'll play it that way. I have a feeling you're about to get kicked in your big old dome in about, a minute from now. Just a hunch on that. Trying to bribe us with treats, are you? Well, too bad. We don't need any of those anymore. Instead, we're going to pull out our 2 not-so-secret weapons for this finale. First of those being, of course, our trusty canine friend. Give us a lift, would you, Rush? Because once he helps us reach that platform up top on the right, the first half of this fight is already done. The one thing I do want to mention again is that I said 2 weakness weapon damage values were changed in this game. Now, Needle Cannon went the one way against Snake Man, where it only does 3 bars of damage. Topspin's supposed to only do 2 bars of damage per hit to Gamma, and then you break through its invincibility frames on the NES. But here you just one-shot it. I win. Yep. Well, what do you have to say for yourself this time, Doc? Owned. Ugh. Well, as long as Mega's telling the truth when he's awake, it's fine. Mega Man 3. Whether it's the NES original or this Wily Wars remake on the Genesis, it usually winds up being a fun time. And that's exactly what I had here. It wasn't just because it was the easiest to cruise through from start to finish. I just think the series really kicks it up a notch here. Again, not going with a pun on Topspin, but that weapon is so unbelievably great in this remake. I love that they did that, even if it comes at the expense of Magnet Missile and some of the other minor changes like Rush Marine and Heart Knuckle. This is a pretty fun little remake. All three of them were. We'll get more into our opinions of the game as a whole in a bit, but for now, let's let Mega look up at the sky and mourn the loss of his fallen brother, who died from humiliation at the sight of his Wily Wars sprite. Also, rest in peace, Dr. Wily, who sits in that tree watching us. Wait just a minute. With that, we've officially come to the end of our Mega Man The Wily Wars Replay Run series. Gotta say, I had a pretty good time with this one. Would say it went as easy as 1, 2, 3, but 2 wasn't that easy at all. Although I guess 3 being very easy, at least in terms of how it worked out, kind of makes it all offset. So yeah, sure, it was easy. Law of averages. I'm gonna say though that the thing about this game that interested me the most was seeing all these little subtle changes to how they played on the Genesis compared to how they were on the NES. And it's those subtle changes that kind of make this game both better and worse in some ways. Obviously, I appreciate all the technical things from Mega's movement, both in 1 and 3, certain weapons being better, but on the other hand, you get it where others are not as good. And you also have the issue of the slowdown, because Minakuchi Engineering definitely did not get enough time to learn how to program on this system. Yeah, this game had a really rushed development cycle, which is kind of a symptom of a lot of Mega Man games in the mid-90s. Some of them worked out, and then others turned out to be like this. Because again, remember, we did put a patch in here and do that to get rid of some of the slowdown. I don't know, we'll probably have more to say in text coming up, because guess what? This was only the first half of the series. So even though my voice is done talking over these videos, I hope you'll stick around and see what's coming up next. As once you complete Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 on a save file, you are going to unlock a new adventure for the Blue Bomber. What's it about? Well, let's just say a certain someone's not happy that we whooped his backside 3 times. Yeah, I think Dr. Wily's got himself one last plan for revenge here. Let's take a look. Wily Tower, the 4th and final adventure in Mega Man The Wily Wars. Hope you'll join Mega and me there. In the meantime, had fun with this one, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye, gang.